Hi everyone. Hi, hey, hello, and other greeting words. Oh, man, it's just awesome to be able to kind of talk to you guys again, or at least get a little bit more video content out. I'm on spring leave this week, so hopefully I'll be able to record more things and actually get you guys a little bit more content, more programming tutorials and videos. You might have seen a few other videos that I posted just recently on Thursday and Friday. That was kind of a precursor to hopefully this week when I can get a whole lot more out to you guys. So this video has a whole lot of purpose to it. For one thing, it's a big, awesome thank you because over the last week, my channel has hit 2,000 subscribers. That's 2K, and that is that is absolutely incredible. Honestly, it's really comforting. I don't know, because I'm obviously a pretty young guy. I mean, I'm going through my first year of college. The stuff that I did previously through this channel was while I was going through high school. And I don't know, it's a changing, it's a growing, it's a developing phase in my life, and I hope to be doing cool stuff while I'm alive. So it's cool to have this small kind of community and I don't know, a teeny-weeny internet following that is guiding me and following me through this life, and that's kind of incredible. So again, thank you so much, so much. Um, uh, it's just incredible, and I'm blessed to be able to do so much and have a small group of, I don't know, appreciative and supporting fans, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, more stuff about this video is actually about a cool and awesome and super incredible experience and event that I went to last month. The transition between January into February, I think it was January 29th into like February 2nd or something. But anyway, I was awesome. Okay, I was not awesome, but I was lucky enough to be able to partake in an awesome experience that was Cyberstakes Live 2015. So I'll actually pull it up. I've got a little bit of stuff for it. Hopefully I can show you guys. Hopefully you'll be able to see it all that well. So here it is. This is what I was able to be a part of. Cyberstakes Live was a live training exercise where teams from different service academies are going to be tested on a variety of computer security skills. Cyberstakes Live will consist of series events where participants compete in teams and as individuals. The event culminates with a full-scale attack and defense capture the flag event, the Cyberstakes Live CTF. So the event was from 29th to February 1st, and it was held in Pennsylvania, and that was pretty awesome. I got to fly out there and go to Pennsylvania. So I've got some pictures, I've got some videos, and some scores and some really cool stuff that I can show you. The event did make national news because it's kind of a cool thing where all of the nation's service academies get together and, I don't know, get to play hacker for a little bit. So that was super cool. These are the events. Obviously, you can pause the video at any time if you want to read more about this stuff, but I'll try and go through pretty quick. The pictures that I can show you, there are a lot. Well, I guess there's not a lot. But it's all the kind of crazy and cool stuff that I was able to do there. So this was me on the plane. Obviously, I'll just breeze through all this stuff. For the videos, hopefully you'll be able to tolerate shaky cam, because I was holding it and still walking and doing everything that I don't know, needed to do at the time. So the plane was super cool. I love being on planes, and plane rides are just kind of incredible to see the world that we live in from a higher view, you know? The first night that we were there, January 29th, was the first evening was kind of a social meet and greet, have dinner. The food there was excellent. It was superb. And it was really cool to be able to talk with other cadets and midshipmen at other service academies to learn what are they doing in the world of cyber, in the world of computer security and computer science and hacking and I don't know, that sort of thing. And to learn a little bit more about their branch of service and their academy. And it was really cool to just, I don't know, be with people. So that was awesome. The hotel we were at was incredible. The event place was in kind of walking distance from the hotel. You can actually see that that Sailors Museum right there, Soldiers and Sailors, was where we were. The parking lot was pretty packed, but this was the view from the hotel window. So that building right there is where we were for the actual event. And I don't know, there was the social meet and greet, just kind of talking with everyone and having a great time. We sat with a few West Point guys and a few Navy and, of course, Air Force guys. So, okay, this picture is kind of tilted. I'll rotate that for you. But yeah, when we got inside the building, when we were actually doing our events, we were just seated around like 10 tables, 10 circular tables, and we went right to work. We were setting up our computers. We had Ethernet cables and, of course, chargers and things to plug in. But all it was like a big ballroom with 10 tables, and I was kind of going around getting stuff ready. So, I can rotate this again for you. Really cool stuff. Really, really cool stuff. During the events, they did have a scoreboard up on a projector screen, and this was for our Breaking Binaries event, which was just the... I don't know, we received a folder full of like 1,300 or so Linux binaries, like computer programs, right, that we were supposed to run and try and break. We wanted to crash it. We wanted to get a segmentation fault and like overflow the program, feed it too much so that it'll throw up, it'll vomit. And it was really cool because you can see all these jumps in points, right? So if you got one of the programs to break, if you got a segmentation fault, you would receive a flag, and you'd be able to enter that online, and that would get you points. It was 5 points to be able to grab the flag from a segmentation fault. It was 32 points if you were able to actually get an exploit where you could retrieve a shell and like actually kind of take a little bit more control over the program. So this scoreboard that you can see right here, you'll notice these jumps, these just huge jumps in points, and it's funny. We were doing it manually for a while, just poking around with different programs. Of course, it was in a folder of 1,300 of them, and they were all named like 0FADE32 or something, and all these random strings of letters and numbers mixed, so it was kind of hard to associate with our team members, like which one are we working on now, which one are we attacking and looking at. So when we saw other teams actually have this shoot up in their score and their jump, we realized, oh, duh, they're probably like looping through the folder and looking at all the binaries and just running a script that would run them and try and flood the program with input. So we'd take like the letter A, right, or the letter B, or any character, and we'd multiply it by like what, 4,096, any huge number to get a bunch of text, a bunch of stuff. Here, I can show you this in Python. It's kind of nifty. So like, I don't know if I can zoom in with Python. Sorry, I can do it. I'll do it in a Python shell in here so you can see. We take like the letter A, you know, and then we multiply it by 496,000, and then get this explosion of text and input. So we could take this in our shell and like pipe it into the program, or we could pass it as command line arguments to an executable that we wanted to run. That was a really interesting thing and a pretty cool learning experience at the same time, because when we decided to make our script that would do this, we did not think about the command line arguments. We just thought of the input that you could pipe into the program and pipe into the shell. I think that other team, one of the teams there, probably was able to get a lot more points because they thought of it as command line arguments. Like you could pass in one command line argument with that big payload, or you could pass in two command line arguments and with that big payload, and you'd have lots of different kind of choices and options to do there, but you want to break the program in any way that you could. Obviously the source code wasn't really available to us unless we were able to see an error message and then try and Google that error message and find it online. It was fascinating because all the binaries and the programs that we were working with were all online on GitHub. Like, the organization that threw this all together, they just looked for stuff on GitHub. They just scraped GitHub for bad, kind of insecure and easily breakable software. So, I don't know, we just played with it. I actually have some of the files. I don't know if I can show you, obviously IDA, yeah, like Maze Master. Maze Master was one that we were supposed to break. Oh, jeez. So, like, we'd be able to find source code online if we looked hard enough. But, and the same thing for, like, header files and source code files, and I don't know. But that's I don't know, that's what I wanted to show you and why that was kind of cool. And some of the learning things that I will never forget now. Because, like, the command line arguments is such a simple thing, right? Like, we should have been able to think of that and, like, actually roll with it a little bit more. Okay, next picture. I hope you guys don't mind this kind of, like, presentation and tangent thing that I'm doing. So, yeah, Air Force guys were there. We were getting set up and all this really cool stuff. Navy, everyone. You can see my Sublime text editor open. I was starting to kind of keep track of the things that I wanted to learn more about, because this was an incredible learning experience as much as it was I don't know, a doing experience. My team, this was the first time we were actually able to go. Initially, this was the second year that the Cyberstakes event was live. This is the second time they did this. Last year, it was to Department of Defense, Navy, Air Force, and Army. So this time around, this year, they opened it up to more of the service academies. So myself, being Department of Homeland Security and Coast Guard, we were able to go and participate. The thing is, all the other teams, of course, have a well-established cyber team. Like, they've been doing this for decades, that sort of thing. We don't even have an electrical engineering. We don't even have, sorry, computer science major or a cybersecurity major. We have electrical engineering. So that put us at a really weird place. For one thing, this was our first time being there. We have a new team. It seemed like we were kind of the underdogs and we almost had a disadvantage. But I would not say that. We did extraordinarily well, I think, for our first time being there. And I mean, hey, I'm a freshman. I don't know any of this crap either. So it was awesome for me to be able to go. I was the only freshman on our team that went, and I know there they are setting up the final standings, like little scoreboard over there. Being able to see guys like stand around and look stuff up, get things ready, doing their work. And okay, so yeah, that's all the pictures I have for us. Yeah, I'll save the ones that I rotated. So what else have I got here? I also all the videos that I wanted to show you. I got a boatload of them that are JPEGs and MP4 files, pictures and videos. So I tried to get the ones that I wanted to show you in with a letter rather than a number. So what I'm gonna do is actually look for all these and grep for things that start with not a number. So I know that okay, those are the ones that have letters. So I don't know. I want to cut all these into a file. I'll just call it file, and well, I think can I cat that file, and then read line, do echo line, done. Will that work? Okay, cool. So I can mplayer all of these. These might be pretty slow, and because obviously I'm trying to record and play a video at the same time. So there was kind of the all-around general view of everything. Again, I hope you don't mind the shaky camera. Hope you guys can tolerate that. If not, of course, just turn the video off or stop watching me, you know. So it's cool to see us all with, oh, is that not going to work for me? Whatever, I'll just... Is it really not going to work? Sad. Make directory videos. Okay, actually, I think I'm just going to use it as a playlist, so hopefully that'll work. So yeah, it's cool to see everyone with like a terminal open and starting to do some, I don't know, breaking and hacking and stuff that we did. So this next video, this was kind of a cool thing because at the end of the competition, one of the events that we were doing was the rapid fire hacking. So people or individuals from their team this was the final round where the ones that did the best during the team competition were able to go and do more work at the final standing. So hopefully I'll be able to speed this up at least a little bit. I know it's slow trying to record and play a video at the same time, but I'll try and jump around. So it's cool to be and see everyone just watch, but it's funny, you'd never think that this was a spectator sport, but they would set up the monitors and then they'd project what they were seeing, obviously the people doing the hacking, as well on another screen, on the projector. So you'd see like them open up with object dump or GDB, the GNU debugger, and I don't know, just try and break things. And that was kind of cool. So yeah, it was timed. You were able to see the timer going on there, and being able to watch them do their work was kind of incredible. And still, I don't know, laugh with everyone else that wasn't participating, because these were the finalists, right? Let's see what more I can run through. And you try and see like what they were doing and kind of keep track of that in your mind to see, oh, what should I learn about? What more can I do that I wouldn't have thought of, or that they're doing that I wouldn't have thought of it, and stuff like that. So the guy walking right now, the guy with the coffee cup, he's the DARPA dude that set all this up, Ragsdale, who you can probably find online because he's with DARPA and he helped set. I don't know. He gives DARPA a certain amount of money, or DARPA gives him a certain amount of money. I don't honestly know how it all works in the back end, but they create this event, and hopefully it'll be happening again next year, because this was such an incredible experience for me. going to my first Capture the Flag event, and with all these military members and academy people that I go to school with, you know? So, okay, what more can I show you? So, an interesting thing here was the person that would first crack the code, or would actually be able to break it, they would get control of this Nerf Vulcan gun that you can see right here. And that would, like, fire at Ragsdale, who's sitting across. You might have been able to see it. And, I don't know, just kind of a fun, goofy way. It'd start firing Nerf bullets at him there. So, that's pretty funny. And you can see over the computer screen over there, off to the right side, we as the spectators were able to see the source code of the programs that they were trying to break. So we kind of have this foresight as to what they're looking for, and I don't know what more stuff should we be seeing and looking at. So that's what all this stuff was in the back here. What more can I get to? Okay, so this was the lockpicking event, though, as well. There was a physical lockpicking event that we actually did extraordinarily well in. We came in first place. So, they gave us a lockpicking set before the event that we were able to practice with just, like, small locks. And this one was a really funny event to watch when you weren't participating in it, because everyone just looks either pissed off or bored. Because, you know, you're just picking a lock. It's not... just kind of guess and check, wiggle the thing around. But so our guy was able to get it in 30 seconds the first time, and then 15 seconds the second time around, and that was pretty awesome. This Army guy got it real quick. The first round, one of the Navy guys got it in 6 seconds, which is just absurd. But I don't know, that's awesome, you know. So try and skip forward a little bit more, and setting up the lockpicking event. So yeah, you can see the reporters that were there, and yeah, alright, celebration, we got it. You can see the reporters that were there, taking pictures of all of us, and still getting stuff for the newspapers and the articles. We're all keeping score. Oh, dang it, I want to get back to that. Here, I'll pause this and fire up a new terminal. CD Cyberstakes, CD Octorock. So, like, there were a ton of small little robot toys we were able to play with in case we got bored or we couldn't figure out the challenges. Because we were there for, like, literally the whole day long. 14 hours for 3 days just staring at a computer screen. So there were small toys just hidden around that we were able to play with, and that was pretty cool. Here was more of the rapid-fire finals. I won't show you a whole lot of these, but it was kind of cool. It's not like there's a whole lot you can take from it, but... Oh, so yeah, these are the little robots that we had running around. This video is... Oh, it's tilted. Sorry about that. I might be able to get to the... There was one that I was recording where some of the guys during the finals were... Let's see. Oh, this is the source code. I wanted to show you guys that. So this one for the Capture the Flag event, which was actual, like, kind of attack and defense hacking sort of thing, I set up this script you might be able to see right over here, because we were given like 4 different services on a server, and we wanted those services and those programs to be running for as long as they could, but you were able to retrieve a flag from them as well. So other teams were able to bring our services down, or capture the flag and just bring it up to the server that's collecting all of them and keeping track. So you can see my teammate here, Ben, with Wireshark open, trying to looking at the network traffic. And I wrote a small script that one of the services that we had was actually a web server, and you were able to, along with the folder of the program and of the service that you were trying to run, it would maintain the key, and the key would refresh every 5 minutes. So of course it's a timed event, so over time you can keep manipulating the same exploit and getting the key over and over again to give your team and yourself points. So for the teams that had neglected to check out their web server, one of the flaws that they had initially was that the key was actually accessible. Like, you could go to, oh crap, I just closed out of it, but you could go to the web address like 10.1.1 or 10.0.0.1 and then just /key, and it would take you right to the key. So you had to actually kind of fix that in the where was I in the playlist? Try and skip through all these. So yeah, if you hadn't changed your web server's configuration, it was so readily accessible. So I wrote a script that would automate the process of getting that from all like 10 or 6 or 7 teams that hadn't fixed it yet, and every 5 minutes would send it up to the server. So you can see actually over on the projector screen over on the left, I think I might pan over to it quickly. Um, you can see these lines. I hope I zoom in. There we go. So all the tables the people in charge of the event at Cyberstakes were monitoring who was doing what, who was capturing whose flags, and drawing a small little animation every time you would attack someone, or I don't know, a capture the flag thing. So that was pretty cool. It's really cool to see how much damage everyone else was doing. So we didn't do so hot on those events. Of course, some things we did extraordinarily well on, some things we didn't do all that hot. And this was, again, like I said, our first time there, and it almost kind of seemed like we were the underdogs there with such a small team. There were only 5 of us, and but hey, man, first place for log picking. There we go, getting the medal there. So that's pretty awesome. And let's see, what else is there? Oh man, I wanted to show you guys this so bad. I don't know why it's going so fast. Here, I might be able to play it. VF add rotate equals 1 walking.mp4. So, when we would walk from the hotel to the Soldiers and Sailors Museum, like the actual place we were having the event, it's just like down the road, but honestly, it's all of us in, our ODUs, our operational uniforms, and like Pennsylvania and the city of Pittsburgh is probably on the road thinking, what is going on? Why are there like 3 or 4 different military branches in different uniforms just walking down the street? We're all joking about it and laughing, like, what if all of a sudden we just ran? Like, what thoughts would people get, Alright, so cool. I'll show you a little bit more. Those are some of the videos that I wanted to run you through. But here was like the big culminating final thing after we all got our medals and we're goofing off. Cyberstakes Live 2015, big cheer. Like I said, it did kind of make a few national news stuff. DARPA has a newsletter online, and you can do some reading about that if you're interested. I don't know. But, and it was really cool to see all of us, what could potentially become the leaders of the nation, especially future cyber officers and cyber warriors when it comes to hacking and computer science stuff. Seeing us all work together, especially when we had the joint CTF, when I was working with other teams. It was Navy, it was Air Force, it was Army and Coast Guard, and all of us all together, and just seeing us work on the same mission was so cool. It was one of the coolest experiences of my life. Even though it was like seriously just staring at a computer screen for 14 hours, it was just amazing. So I'll show you a little bit more. I do have online versions of everything that we did there. As you can see the scores and everything. I'll fire that up. Right over if it'll open. Come on. Okay, there we go. So yeah, these are the events that I said, and there were individual kind of pages for those with the instructions on there. So I'll go back to the Breaking Binaries event that that you saw some stuff with. So the way that it worked, like I said, you would have crash flags and exploitation flags if you were to get a shell and that sort of thing. So we did this all with fuzzing, like I said, with sending lots of text and input to the program, force feeding it so much that it'll eventually throw up. And crash flags were worth a specific amount of points. Exploitation flags were worth this much, that sort of thing. And the scoreboard at the end was super cool, being able to see and track everyone's progress. So we did pretty well there. We did pretty well. Reversing. This one, had a Python secret one, and I was like, oh man, Python, I got this, I can do it. And it was working in Python stubs, and I guess I didn't know particularly what I could do with that. But this one we slowly climbed, very, very slowly. But seeing the school board and seeing how it all came together with that was kind of nice. We weren't last. We weren't last. What else is there? Forensics. This one was kind of small. I don't know where we ended up for this one. Oh yeah, again, not too bad. But of course, if you'd like to go through and read this, pause the video right now. It's kind of cool to see the prompts and the stuff that we were looking at. Cold Boot was an event that I had a lot of fun with because I think I did a bit of heavy lifting, at least for my team. One of the events here, the C4 All, this challenge, 20 strings have been encrypted in memory with 20 different AES keys to decrypt them to recover your flags. So, once we were able to read through the data dump of the RAM off of the USB drive that we had, once we were able to find the keys, I had whipped up a Python script with the crypto module and tried to do this AES encryption and decryption, and we were able to find enough hints and able to get through it. So we jumped up to third place at the very, very last minute, but we had so many flags at the very end, we would have had second. The problem was, my script, I didn't realize that the initial value, or the IV, I don't know if it's the integrating vector or something with AES encryption and decryption, I had that wrong in the code, so for the longest time, we were trying to figure out what is going wrong, this should work. We even were asking the guys, the head honchos of the event, like, why aren't we getting this? So at the very last minute, I kid you not, literally the last 60 seconds of the event, we got the code to work. We set the IV equal to 0, and we were ready to roll. We got to see all the flags, and we started quickly copying and pasting them in. We only got to put in 2 in, and that's what jumped us up from way, way back at the bottom, since these were so scattered, up to at least third place. But had we gotten more, we would have gotten to second place because we had those keys available. There were like 12 or 13 that we had just sitting on the screen, like in the terminal, looking us in the face. But we didn't have the time to put them in. The event got closed at 10:30 that night, and we were done. So, disappointment, but I know specifically that I got those flags for us. When we all received medals at the end of the ceremony, at the end of the event, my team actually gave me the medals because I wasn't particularly on a team. Since I was a freshman, there's only supposed to be 3 people on the team, but since we brought 5 of us, we didn't know that. So I was technically an observer, but I still did. I still kind of got some flags and gave them to the team members that were able to submit them. So that was cool. And the live CTF events and the did I skip one? No. Okay, cool. The live CTF events, of course, you can pause the video if you'd like to read through this. I'll move back down. So like I said, there were services that we needed to keep running, and they all were small programs that did different things. So they had their keys and stuff that we needed to check out and work with. The scoring system, like I said, having the service up gives you a certain amount of points. Each having a flag stolen decreases points, and stealing a flag will give you certain points, etc., etc. So we didn't do too hot because we weren't able to figure out the exploits until pretty late in the game, but I don't know, seeing it was really, really cool. And just being in the environment, you know? Working with all these people. The joint CTF was when we were mixed. Oh, I should cover up those names. Holy cow. So, there were more services that we were looking at, and a different event, but another capture the flag, except we were working with the other teams, and that was really, really cool to see how we work together as a unit, as members of the military and stuff like that. So, rapid fire was the same thing. Like I was showing you some pictures and videos earlier, that was, you think writing exploits is stressful during a 7-hour CTF? About in 20 minutes. Really, really fast hacking session. So, that was it. I gotta cover up more names. And, so yeah, that was the event. That was Cyberstakes 2015. It was such an incredible experience and something I'm so grateful to, I don't know, be able to do and have part of my life, especially so early on. Because I was, like I said, one of the only freshmen there, and I don't know, being at an academy, the military academy, doing these cool things is freaking phenomenal. So I hope you guys enjoyed kind of that, me being able to show that off to you and show you what more cool stuff I've been doing and how it's relevant with, I don't know, some of the Python stuff and more computer science and code that I put up for you guys. So, and again, I want to call back to the extreme thank you. 2,000 subscribers and it's still slowly growing is incredible, and I thank you so much for that. I hope to bring you guys out some new videos this week, a little bit more Python stuff. Since I've been at Cyberstakes now, it's really eye-opening to see how much more security and encryption and decryption, hacking, and stuff that I want to bring out to you guys. I just want to learn more and more about it. And maybe I should kind of widen my audience if I were to teach more like Bash and the Linux system language and the shell there, or even C++ or Java. I want to bring more people in, I want to do more cool things, but you know it's hard, especially at the school that I go to and what I've set my life on now. But thank you again so much for watching. Thank you for 2,000 subscribers. Thank you for incredible years and experiences for all the stuff that I do and that we do. That's the biggest part of it. So thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video tutorial extravaganza.